Hello and welcome to the Quebec channel. I am Jason, your host. Oh, that was a lot of beeps. I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm just sorting out my things. I'm doing it early today because I've got to have an appointment this morning with Alyssa, sorting out my will, things like that. Where's my other tablet? It was hiding from me. My tablet was hiding from me. It was. Okay, so we're here. Everything's good. We've had the tablets, so now we've got to do the dog's food. No, now we've got to do my food. Yeah, my brain is still doing this frazzled. Oh, let's just do it. Right, so first thing first. Once again, this is going to be a meal for the rest of the day. So we need about 125 grams of rice. There we go, 125 grams of rice. So we've got the rice in. Now we need veg. Vegetables. And we'll put this in. A couple of pieces of spinach. Actually, it's probably easier. Spinach. And some carrots. There we are. Spinach and carrots. We're just making basically a rice risotto, which is going to be the meal for the entire day. I'm going to put a few potatoes in there, slice off, so they don't explode. There's a little bit of chance of explosion inside food. Can't do any harm, but they do. Sometimes you get pressure in the potatoes. So just slice it in. Four small potatoes. Then put them all. That one got. We washed it in. Right, so that's that bit done. Now we need to add the meat. If I can find the chicken. Let's see where the chicken is. The chicken is here, frozen chicken, which will go in. You're like perfectly in the way. You have this ability to get in the way. I think it's genetic for dogs. They just lie down in the perfect position to be in the way. So that is the chicken in there. I hope everybody's okay. I'm just sorting the food out before we sit down and chat. And of course I'll feed the dogs before doing anything else afterwards. So I need some kind of soup to go in here with gravy in it. So mulligatawny soup. Mulligatawny soup is actually really nice. I never liked the idea of mulligatawny soup before I tried it. Just something about it felt a bit off. So I never tried it for a long time. Even though Paola always loved it, it was one of her favourite soups, mulligatawny soups. So that is the food in there, made like a risotto. And it needs about 400, 500, 600 mil. You know, I don't do measurements really. You know, I just sort of So there we go. That's going to stir it around all the rice. There we are. That's going to smooth you right in the way that you right in there. You don't care, do you? You don't give a sugar. Put the lid on the Instant Pot. Pressure cooker start. 28 minutes, that will be done. Well, it's got to go up to pressure first and then 28 minutes. So, now it's time to do the doggies' food. The doggies have to have their food. So let's grab the bowl. Bit of dry food to aid with digestion. Then we put some got the two different dogs. We really need to get some more Brussels pate for Beryl because she really likes the taste of that. If nothing else, she'll eat that, and it's very good for. Got a lot of fat and protein in it for her at the moment, so it's very good for her to have. Yeah. A bit of water. A little bit of juice in the bottom of their food. Yes, you're ready for your food now, aren't you, Bertie? So, just let me sort all this out and then we'll sit down and chat. Right, so. Just setting up for that later, for one last meal today, and then I'm going to make it cheaper in some ways because I don't need to buy all the hot dogs and that for the doggies. Right, come on now, Bertie. Now for food. Okay. If Belle decides she wants to eat it, I'm not sure if she will. But if she doesn't, I'll move it away and she can have it later. Hope everybody's having a good day. Just look, keep an eye on her while she's eating to make sure she does eat. And Bertie doesn't come over and tries to steal her food. So, the Instapot's on. She always goes for his meal. I mean, he's got nicer stuff than him. So, while we're doing all this, I'm going to bring up Amazon and start doing my grocery shopping for tomorrow. I need to do a grocery shopping tomorrow. If we just make it small enough so I can see. All is good, so food's got changed slightly because of how warm it is. I won't be buying as much potatoes because I won't be doing the big meals with potatoes. So no buying fresh veg like potatoes and carrots because I just won't be cooking like that during the summer. It's just too hot to have the big oven, on and that. So we know none of those kind of things. So I've got to change, and I'm limited by what food I can have, what food I can eat. So let's go. I'm going to pick this up, but she hasn't really touched it. Wait till later. You're not going to see, not really hungry. So I've just put her food on the side, and I'm going to put a little plate over the top of flies and that can't get to. She'll probably be hungry enough to eat it later. So there. Now I'm going to get a few bits and pieces in because we are going to do a cooking stream outside. I've got lots of bits and pieces that I can do. So what's... Okay, so that's okay. Let's have a look at all my past purchases. We need some dry dog food. We don't need any more tin dog food. We've got enough. I'm going to get one of those in, but I don't think... Actually, let's check. Let us check. Let us just check how much... We have gravy in there, and we're not actually going to be using gravy for a bit. We're not going to be doing the big meal, so we don't need this. So, sausages, I can't eat those sausages anymore, so I can't have those. Tuna I'm still okay with, so we've got to get a couple of tuna. They're expensive tuna is, but let's just check in the cupboard, see how much tuna we've got. We're okay-ish for tuna at the moment, but I don't like to drop down too much. Frozen vegetables, yes. One bag of dog food, yes. I think a bag of frozen cabbage is a good idea as well. Hello there. I'm just doing my shopping list for today or tomorrow. I've got to change my shopping list because it's summer shopping instead of winter. Yeah. So I won't be buying any more fresh potatoes and that because I won't be cooking any big meals on the oven. And I won't be buying any fresh carrots because I won't be cooking on the big... I won't be doing any of those cooking ones where I cook on the oven because it's just too... It's too hot to be too on the main thing. Everything I cook is going to be in the Instapot. My nose is itching. I need basmati rice. What else do we need? Yeah, so we're just slowly going to stick a few things on. I'm also going to grab the food to do a cooking stream outside. So we can use a cooking stream via the fire pit. I think that's an awesome idea. Yeah. So we will do a cooking stream in the backyard. I don't know. Let's see what that was. Okay, so that's all good. I don't know at the moment. I'm going to first put together all the normal shopping that I usually get. and then see how much I've got spare in the shopping budget. So there's motion detected at the front door. Well, let's have a check the front door. See what we're seeing. Just someone going past. Yep. Now the good thing is that the cameras in the backyard, I can now have full sensitivity on them because there's no crap in the backyard to set them off. There's nothing in the backyard that will set off the cameras. Oh, what would I get for? Spinach. I want to get some frozen spinach. The muse. What do you mean? I don't know. If it loads automatically, then yes. If not, then no. So we need to go to the basket. My shopping. I've got whole leaf spinach, one bag of that because that's fine for 2 weeks worth of food. Just a little bit of that inside the meal that I make. We've got. I'm going to have some oat cakes if they've got them in because simply it's a very nice food to eat. Green beans. I don't want to pick up too much. We do have most of the food, so if I get rid of that. Don't really want that. We're going to Vida, how are you? And when are you going to come visit? Yeah. No. There's no point in getting frozen food. I've still got a cupboard full of food. I've got a fridge full of frozen food. Okay, so all that's... I've got the basic food in. The basic food is in, except for one thing. Are we missing something? Where is it? No, we're not missing something there. So we've got about £40 to spend on stuff that's outside of the norm. So if we go to Morrison's and we have a look at what's available for cooking on a grill. That reminds me, I'll have to go grab something in a minute. So what do I want to cook on the grill? I don't know whether I the best things I can probably get away with. We do have a very weird climate sometimes. Okay, so about I don't know. It's just I have no interest in plants. It's just there. Ours can go a bit higher, but not too much higher than that. So what do we want? What do we want? What meat? I mean, tortilla wraps, the white basic wraps I can have. So those, if I just get 8 of those wraps are good. If we get some of those wraps and put them in the fridge, I could use them to make food. What's the cheapest wraps? We want some cheap wraps. Don't. Yeah. We have really high humidity. Okay, so we've got some wraps. Mushrooms. More? Mushrooms. I'm going to get some mushrooms in. No, wraps as in flatbread that you can wrap stuff in. Food. I want some basic... At the front. I love how good these cameras are. Not as good as the stuff I'm doing yet. I don't know what you're saying there. Win all night. Hi. Don't know why you're mentioning those things. So mixed peppers. So if we get some sliced peppers, some basic peppers. I don't know what you're talking about, win all night. I don't know what you're suggesting. You sound a bit like a bot. Oh, you should really put things in context, not just mention, I can't eat nutmeg, I can't have root beer, I can't have watermelon. That's a bad thing. That's a bad thing, win all night. Why did you take that? Do you know that it can stay in your body for the rest of your life, from what I understand? I took PCP. Are you talking about PCP as in the drug? I'm very confused. PCP is a drug, and it's a very bad drug. You understand that PCP is, I believe it's fat soluble. It can stick in the fat in your body forever. You can end up having hallucinations for years. Okay, so the bad thing about PCP is this. If you ever test positive for PCP, no matter when you've had it, you can no longer be in law enforcement. You can no longer run heavy machinery in that, because PCP can dissolve back out of your cells, back out of your fat cells, and actually cause hallucinations any time in the future. PCP is the bad one because it doesn't go. I don't want. Oh God. Yeah. It can be very bad. It goes. Yeah. From what I understand, you can be lucky, but don't do PCP again. Don't do PCP again, please. There's, I mean, if cannabis and that is legal in your country, do that. I mean, there's a lot less issues that can happen. But do not, PCP is bad. I'm not judging anyone for taking drugs. It's just it can stay in your body for a very long time. It's something like it can be picked up in a blood test up to 90 days or something like that. You could ruin your life with PCP. It's not a play drug. It's not a fun thing. It can do a lot of damage, and the hallucinations can come back. So please look after yourself. I'm going to get to some tinfoil. I'll need some tinfoil for the barbecue. Okay, let's get some kitchen foil. I mean, there's lots of fun ways to get wasted in that and to have fun, but damn. You're jumping straight to the oh shit stuff there. If your father or your family is understanding, I'd go home and explain what happened. I definitely wouldn't stick around with someone who's going to get you into that kind of hardcore drugs. I'm assuming you're quite young and you've got your whole life ahead of you. Yeah. So yeah. You know what they say? Don't put your dick in crazy. And I'm sorry, anybody anyone who's doing stuff like PCP for recreational is so far off the normal curve. It's time to run the other way. I mean, if edibles and cannabis are legal in your county or country, then that's a fine thing to try and experience. That's all pretty much okay. But there's certain things you don't do. You don't do for fun. You don't do because someone asked you to and told you it was good, and that is heroin, crack cocaine, PCP, fentanyl, and crocodile and bath salts and all of these things which will fuck you up so badly and screw your entire life. Yeah, you don't do those unless your life is complete shit to start with and you have nothing to lose. There's always something to lose, sadly. I remember that there was a YouTuber guy who was on, it's a really sad story, I don't know if you heard about it, I think it was about 5-6 years ago on Reddit and that. And he wanted to prove to people that heroin wasn't addictive and that he could handle it. Yeah. So he went to all the forums, he got all the advice, and everybody was telling him not to do it. And he said, no, I can do this. So he took his first dose of heroin. Now the thing is this. People say drugs are bad, and they are bad. But you've got to understand something. The kind of hit that you get from your first try at heroin, or even worse, crack cocaine, it's like you just met God. Literally, it's that good. You will never get that first hit again. It will never hit that high. But that first hit of heroin or crack cocaine, what they don't tell you when you say, oh, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, literally, it's like meeting God. It's perfect. It's the most amazing feeling you will ever have in your life. And unfortunately, you will do anything to get back to that. It isn't just a physical... It isn't just the physical addiction, it's the psychological. You will have the best few minutes of your entire life, and you will always miss that. But after that first hit, you need more each time because your receptors in your brain get overloaded and you need more just to feel normal. Not to get that high, but just to feel normal. And then you need more just to survive. And at this point, then this is when you start losing weight and everything because you stop giving a shit about anything else. You will steal from your best friend, you will steal from your mother, you will steal from your lover, you will take stuff that isn't yours because your entire priority system in your brain is different. Nothing matters, no one's life, no one cares, means to you as much as that hit. So once you go down that path, you will betray everybody, you will lie, you will steal, you will do it all, and it won't matter to you. Because all that will matter is that feeling that you got. And so, yeah, there are certain ones that you don't mess around with. And it was really tragic to see this thing happen to this guy. He was intelligent, he was had lots of willpower, he was a bright person, he had a good future.
And after he did that first hit, he came around on Reddit and that let, and he was like, oh no, I could stop any time. I could stop any time. Yeah. Don't try any of those hardcore things, because especially seen as a lot of the stuff in America, and we're seeing a lot of it being cut with fentanyl now, and fentanyl is fucking deadly in the smallest, tiniest amount. The reason that the drug dealers cut it with fentanyl is because that stuff is highly addictive, cheap to get, and you need a tiny little amount of it, literally a pinhead's amount of it, inside a bag of heroin or cocaine or something to push it over the limits to make it good stuff. But it's extremely easy to overdose on that. It's extremely easy to die from it, and it's a massive problem in America and other places now. See, these drugs, the ones that completely fuck up your body and destroy your circulation and cause your body to rot and that. Do you really think people would do them if they still had their normal cognitive levels? No. These drugs grab hold of you and replace every one of your ideals and what matters to you. Yeah. And so you become someone, no matter how strong your willpower, and your only point of existence is your next fix. So no. Yes, cannabis. If cannabis was ever made legal in the UK, I would try edibles. I wouldn't smoke it because I don't smoke and I don't like the idea of smoking, and it just bothers me, all that kind of thing. But damn, yeah, if it was made legal in the UK, I would try edibles. I think I would enjoy edibles. Probably chocolate brownies. Make some space cakes and that. But no, there's recreational drugs and there's drugs that will fuck you up for the rest of your life. And unfortunately, PCP is one of those things that will, because it, once again, PCP makes you feel... PCP, like Fortigo said, PCP was actually, I believe, developed for warriors in fights. It makes you feel like you're Superman. You get a high enough dose of PCP, yeah, and you can take bullets to the chest, and until you actually die, you will keep moving. You are, as far as your brain's concerned, invulnerable. The problem is it comes with massive side effects, like hallucination. It can stay in your body and things like that. And the whole point is, use it as a combat drug in a worst case scenario, as long as the people are going to basically, and I hate to say this, die, then it's okay. But any other situation, not. Because if you've taken angel dust, you can never really be allowed to hold a weapon again, because your brain can kick out an hallucination at any point in time and you won't be able to tell what's real and what isn't. That's one of the very long-term side effects of it, unfortunately. So no, I hate to talk about this and to put a downer on stuff and that, and people will do their own things, but there's certain drugs that you are just fucking up your life completely. And once you start down that path, it's not an easy path to come back from. I completely believe that cannabis, and that is an amazing drug and can be used recreational. It can be used medical to help with stress and anxiety. It's one of the reasons I would love to try it. If it ever became legal in the UK, I would love to try cannabis and edibles and that, because I think it would be another tool in my coping mechanism for if I ever have a panic attack or massive anxiety. Because Vida knows about them as well. We know what it's like. We'd do anything just to mellow out for a few minutes. But yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I used to live, when I was young, I lived in Bentley, in Stoke-on-Trent. And this was, as I've talked about it before, it was the UK equivalent of the Bronx in America when it was really rough over there. Basically, the entire country, any problem family in local estates was shifted over to Bentley. And so in the 70s and the 80s, it's tidied up now. It's a beautiful place now compared to what it was. But back then, there was a lot of bad stuff. And at one point in time, I was rather stupid and I stayed with a friend for about 12 months and lived in a drug house. I got to see what it was like for heroin users. I got to see how they would go out in the morning at 8 o'clock to rob people's houses and then take their goods that they'd found from smashing into people's houses to the local fence, give it to them, and then come back and shoot up with their next fix of heroin that they got. And that's all their life revolved around. They had nothing else in their life except that. So I saw what it was like for these people at that time. Those kind of drugs. It's why if you've got a lot of burglaries going on in an area, you can't fix it by just making things more secure. The root cause of a lot of burglaries is drugs, heroin, crack cocaine, crocodile, any of these highly addictive ones, because the people that get hooked on them will literally do anything for the next fix. They will break in your house. It's not personal. They will take your stuff and they will sell your stuff for literally nothing just to get the next fix. So if you've got an area that's got a drug problem, you're going to have a lot of burglaries, a lot of crime, a lot of shoplifting. It builds on top of each other. So you have to try to deal with the baseline things. That's why the police and that were there at next door in case it had, and the problems we've had with next door. So it's silly. It's silly. But yeah. The thing is, the good thing about, if you'll notice in America, there's evidence now that the states that have legalized cannabis, there's less crime there. Why? Because the money isn't funding back into the criminal empires. The money is going to the normal mum and pop stores and the normal shops and that. And the government is taking its piece of it. And everything's checked. Yeah, everything is checked and verified, so it's not been laced with something or sprayed with some insecticide that will kill you or give you cancer. And so for the user, it's a lot better. Yeah, it's a lot better and a lot more reasonable. Once you decriminalise and you make it part of the thingy, then there's stuff in place that means you don't get the dangerous health things from and you don't get the people going out as much to steal and rob and that, because the price is set to a low amount. In fact, intelligently, they set the price lower than the criminals can produce the stuff. So it puts the criminals into that out of their business in that way, and it reduces a lot of the problems. And that's what we need over here as well, because we do have a big drug problem. I mean, look next door, my next door neighbour, and what happened to her, and the dodgy people that hung around there. That's all to do with the drug trade and that. And I'm pretty sure the people breaking into there are breaking in to steal stuff so that they can sell it. And so on. So yeah. So you've got to really just be aware that in these situations, we went on a whole thingy on this, but the whole point is, I don't want to see children and young people. Yeah. If you took away the whole business of the cannabis and you made it legal and you allowed it to be regulated so it was safe and you had it sold at normal shops and that for adults and stuff like this, then you would end up reducing the opportunist crime in an area so much and save so many lives. You'd save money for the medical people because you wouldn't get people going in with cannabis that's been cut with fucking fentanyl. I mean, seriously. Or some of the crap like that. Because everybody who produced it would have to have a license and it would be checked by the health and safety people and grown in the proper way and all that. Calm down, calm down. Yeah. Oh, I just need to turn this off so it isn't getting warm. Yeah, it's a big tragedy. Now I am going to shut down the stream now because I'm going to have my solicitor and that is coming soon to deal with all that stuff that I'm doing that. And then later on I've got a phone appointment with my doctor. So I will sort all this out and I hope you're all having a wonderful day. It's lovely, always lovely to talk to you for to go and everybody else here. And win all night. I really hope you get this stuff sorted. And Vida, I miss you. You're awesome. So bye bye for now.